Mr. Duane DaRock, what a pleasure. This is a huge, you can't even imagine. First of all, you are huge for us. You are super for us. Duane DaRock. Before, I have a lot of questions for you, but let me tell you how proud I am for what you have been doing for our Cabo Verde community in USA. We are so proud of you. And this is a small, this is just a small message, but I'm talking with my heart because I know that our community, they feel also like this. What you have been doing is so huge and is deep for us. So this is what I would like to, before we start, to underline. It's important for us to let you that you are doing so a lot for us, for our people. When you do for them, it's for us that you are doing. It's for Cabo Verde that you are doing.
Yes.
So this is why I feel so proud to be here and to talk with you, our Duane DaRock.
I am so honored. This is big, and I want to thank you for this moment. And I love Cabo. I love my people. I love my culture. I love my heritage, and that's all I know. That's all I know is I need to
Thank you.
be the
Thank you.
voice.
Thank you so much for feel like this. This is why we chose you. This is why, because you are so big, you are super. DaRock. This is why we want you also to inspire our people here, the youth, the young people, Cape Verdeans, and the world. Because I
Yes.
think, yeah, of course, your journey is our pride. And for this, we need to show it, to show the world, yes, the legend is American, but
Yeah.
he's Cape Verdean also. And this will inspire us, our community, Cabo Verde, and will show the world, yes, he's super.
We have to. The biggest thing is we have to understand the vibration of ourselves. We're very, very high functioning vibrational people. We resonate at a very, very high frequency, and I just want to be the voice. I want to be the inspiration. I want to be the role model, the go to, because it's been a long journey. But because of my heritage and because of my culture, this is why I'm humble as I am. So being Cape Verdean has a lot to do with the way that I move and navigate in the industry.
Thank you so much. Natural conversation that I would like to take this for our, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TV also. I want the world, we want the world also from Cabo Verde to see you, to watch you from Cabo Verde. They used to see you from USA. You are American, but you are Cabo Verdean also. So tell us a little bit, where are you from?
I'm from New Bedford. My roots is from Sunny Cloud, and I just feel like, you know, I would always, look at Cabo Verde as a place of one day that I'm going to go to and just to recharge this vibration, because I'm getting it, second and third generation, from hearing the stories on my grandfather, and I would love for the day to go to experience it for my own eyes and ears, and I just love the culture. I love what we stand for. I love our hospitality. I love our give. I love how we love. I love how we give. I love how we're just so invested into the give vibration. This is why we're extremists. We're all the way, it's either all the way on or it's all the way off. There's no in betweens with us Cape Verdeans. There's no in betweens.
This is why who feel like this is Cape Verdean. This is the blood of Cape Verdean that is talking at the moment. Will you allow us to invite you to come just for a few days next year?
I would love to come and I have a song that I would like to shoot a music video over there. My grandmother, she sang a song for the president of Cape Verde in 1981. I found the song and I took pieces of the part she was singing and I turned it into a rap song. Now I have my grandmother on a song with me that I found, and my grandmother passed away 10 years ago. And I just found this YouTube video with her singing on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the video clip of her singing and I'm gonna incorporate a music video. So I'm gonna do the music, and then I have this guy who does holograms. So I'm gonna have him do a hologram of my grandmother dancing, and I'm gonna be actually doing the song.
This is lovely, lovely idea, you know? You're gonna link this two generation and link with your grandmom. And
Yes.
you know, you are saying, Cabo, this is lovely idea.
And so she talks about how she wants to go back home and it's a beautiful place. That's what she's singing. So basically, my rap, in order to complete my rap, I have to actually go there and talk about the experience in the song. Wow. So when I go there, I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna finish the song there, and then I want to shoot a music video there. And when I do that, the world is gonna feel that on a high vibration. It's gonna be so high because this is ancestral energy now. You know, that basically I end up finding the video of my grandmother singing.
It's true.
It's like I was scratching my head, like, why didn't I record a song with her when she was alive? But it wasn't timing, and God wanted me to find a video of my grandmother singing and the actual video. So now I have the visual and I got her voice. So when I do this song is gonna it's gonna be able to talk about the experience of being in Cape Verde, the food, just the culture. So I'm looking forward to this trip.
Wow. What did you feel when you heard her voice, your grandmom's voice? What did you feel? Just, you know, share with us.
Holding back.
Wow. Wow. This is strong. This is strong. This is what you said. This is very, very strong. This is what linked you and Cabo Verde. And this is the message. She sent to you a message. And, you know, she sent to you a message. This was the message she sent to you.
She left me something that's pretty much forever. You know, like this is other than what pictures and what's in my mind, I actually have her voice on a song. And it's incredible. It's so incredible. And I just can't wait for the opportunity to go. I almost had an opportunity to go to Cabo Verde a few years ago because I had remade a song come from Lorda called Nari Na. And I did it. I put a hip hop version to it. And then I put it up on YouTube. And then the following year, I shot a music video. And then they presented it to the board for the Cape Verdean Music Award. So I got nominated for an award, but they had to take me off the ballot because the song was released previously. So the song has to be released within a year. It cannot be released a year before. So because it was published, it was never like no one bought it. It was only on YouTube. Because of the date, it said the date. They took me off. They took me off the ballot. So now I have to go back into the studio and create that song for Cabo Verde for me to get back on that ballot and for me to take an award for Cape Verdean Music Award.
Please do it. Let us go back a little bit because about what you talk about your grandmom. Please let us know before, because I know that you're going to come next year, have in your agenda, your schedule, Cabo Verde to come. And we can share just to do these high moments for you coming to Cabo Verde and going to Sunny Cloud, you know. We would like also to share this moment with you because this is going to be also very deep for us. This is what we want our diaspora. We want them to feel and to be very connected to Cabo Verde, to come, to see our people, the land, our, is something that is very, very unique and special. We'd like to make part of this history also with you, and how we can, make this gonna be very, very high for you and for us, because we'd like also to live it with you. This is your history, your journey. I don't know why, but you maybe this explain what you are doing now.
Felt like I wanted to talk to somebody in the tourism, because this song could be a commercial for Cabo Verde. It could be a commercial like the "Welcome to Jamaica, your new island home." Like they had a Jamaica song. They had a song for Jamaica tourism. It sold the trip. So I want to make the anthem for Cabo Verde with my grandmother's voice, because she's talking about she wants to go back to Cabo Verde. It's a beautiful place, all that. So I want to do a song, and I would like to get the tourism, the tourism bureau, anybody that's involved, so they can actually help me.
Okay, I will put you in touch with them. We will keep connected. I'll put you in touch with them so we can explain us. We'll give you all the support, all the support, because this is what we want also, for you, your ideas, the promotion, what you are living is also an experience for us. How we can promote our country. This is what we have in common, is our lovely Cabo Verde.
This song is going to be the anthem for Cabo Verde. Good. And when I tell you, how I mentioned about how I'm looking forward to getting on the ballot, this song right here will give me that Grammy, that big award of Cabo Verde, because of this song is going to be everybody's go-to. And then we put it on the tourism sites, on the website of Cabo Verde, and people actually get a chance to listen to it. When people book a trip from Cabo Verde, they actually find a way to actually go to the link and download the song. And then we can donate those proceeds, part of those proceeds to unprivileged children, for schools, all that stuff. So we could find a way.
Let us work on it. We will have our support. This will mean the promotion, because being, around the world, it will be, we need to have our brand and to promote Cabo Verde. And you can have also through the music, gonna be something that is your brand. They will think and you will say, okay, it's Cabo Verde. You link it, This is very important. With your experience, with your networking, and we want also from this to have this connection and this, of course, this partnership with you, because it will help and support Cabo Verde. Thank you so much. Where are you now?
Right now I'm in Los Angeles. I'm originally from New Bedford, Mass. I came out here 26 years ago, and I've been out here, and I got tied up with the Cape Verdeans of Southern California. And I started bridging all my people together. I make the best cachupa.
Wow!
I won
Do you?
Yes.
Wow, my God!
The ambassador of Cabo Verde gave me an award.
This is what we want you to feel, because you are ambassador of Cabo Verde. And it's important, for what we have, our food, our people. We have lovely plates. So cachupa is one of the best. I think we should, of course, invest also in what we have. We have a lot of things. It's so good things. So thank you for this link you have with your roots. That is so important. Thank you. You didn't forget where we come from, and
I represent Cape Verde everywhere I go. I have Cardi B. I have all the major hip hop artists shouting out Cape Verde, shouting out Cape Verdeans. It's important to me to have that, because we come from we come from a rich culture, and once the world understands the vibration of our people, they're gonna want to invest into our people. because we are worthy of being invested in, and because we make an investment from the heart, from the spirit, that's bigger than money. So
It's true.
For me, I'm all about the give back. You know, I grew up in New Bedford, and you know, it was challenging because no one really believed in me, and there was only a few people that did. And I just kept going. I just told myself, I'm going to make it. I'm going to carry Cabo Verde on my back. I'm going to carry New Bedford on my back. And
you did it.
And I did it. I can honestly say,
great.
The goal has been accomplished.
Great. This is why we are so proud of our people around the world, our diaspora. You know, your experience, your journey. This is going to be the experience for Cabo Verde. Your voice also, because they will listen to your experience. They will say, "Whoa, who is DaRock? Who is Duane DaRock? He's Caboverdean. Wow!" So they have also. We have a rich culture. We have, you know, it's so huge. How can you promote it? How can you talk about Cabo Verde? It's through our diaspora. It's through our people. You know, this is the promotion of our country. They'll get and say, okay, let us go to Cabo Verde. Wow, this country is so lovely. You have, you know, the people he has, the culture he has, and you know what is going on around the world. Let us, you know, try invest there. So this is why I think it's so important, all of you, to be succeeded. As you say, what is the prosperity and success for you? What is means for you, prosperity and success?
Well, being able to, I feel like what really hit home for me with success is being able to be an influence. That's what really, it ain't about like selling a whole millions of records, and it's about me setting a goal for myself and accomplishing the goal, and then to be able to tell someone how to go about accomplishing the goals and to actually see it all the way through. So the level of success, there's a lot of levels and layers, you know, but the prosperity part of it is the accomplishment of being able to teach people how to tap into their power to prosper. So meaning don't get caught up in the drugs, don't get caught up in the wrong crowd. It's okay to be a loner. It's okay to be by yourself. But if you're going to be by yourself, look in that mirror and empower yourself every day. Tell yourself to get out the way. Tell yourself, I love you. Tell yourself you believe in yourself. Like empower you with you. And by you raising your own frequency, you're going to attract everything that you need in your life.
It's true. I'm with you.
I don't tell people to chase their dreams, because if you're chasing your dreams, it's running from you. I tell people, attract your reality. So when I tell people that, you're not chasing nothing. I don't want you running after nothing. I want you to stop and attract, make it come to you. You are the light. If you're the light, you make the vibration come to you. You raise your frequency and it comes to you. If you're chasing it, it's running from you. You don't want nothing that's running from you. You only want the things that are drawn to your vibration, drawn to your frequency. So for me, the prosperity part, success part is being able to be a voice for Cabo.
Yeah.
I can do it. I could the voice of Cabo say, I could do it. I'm doing it, and so can you.
I am with you.
Conceive, but I say conceive, believe, and achieve.
And
conceive
achieve.
it.
Believe and achieve. You conceive
believe it.
Yes.
And then achieve.
And you achieve. You achieve it.
It's going to happen.
It's true.
This is what makes you feel, you know, the self-confident. You should have it. You should have, each one of us, we have our own light. And this is the light we want to you know, to bring more light to our, you know, to our lives. I used to read and to see your vid, to watch your video, but you talk a lot, and I think it's so powerful. This is what is important, to empower. We have a lot of negative issues around the world and in our life. You know, We need to put that out, and then, you know, to bring the light. Who inspire you?
Major inspiration for me was my grandmother and my grandfather.
I said,
My grandmother on my
why?
mom's side, she would cook all the time. She would sing all the time. And then my grandfather was an upright bass player. He played behind Duke Ellington, Johnny Taylor. He's Caboverdean. So, you know, and he played with Johnny Peanut and the Leftovers and a lot of the Caboverdean bands around Providence. And so for me, that I never was, there was other artists out there like Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J. You know, these are people that I used to look up to when I was a kid, to fast forward to end up producing them and working with them. So everybody that wasn't influenced ended up being my friend. People that I looked up
Wow.
to, I ended up building a relationship with. I'm a true testimonial of vision, having the vision and then manifesting it. Every artist that I worked with in the game was in my notebook when I was 15 years old, saying I want to work with this person. And I worked with everybody in the book.
This is why I think our experience in our life, this is what you're telling, it will inspire a lot of people. You should believe, you know, when you say something, you should work for it and believe you will achieve it. This is why, I set up this project, because I think talking about all of you, your stories, you know, is unique, is special. This is gonna explain people and inspire other peoples also. So why is it so important for us to have goals in life? Why is it so important, you know, to work hard? Because we should, nothing goes just fall from the heaven for you. You should work for it. To achieve it, you should work hard. But also, you should believe. Because everything in life, you need to have the goal. Said, I will do it, I will achieve it. If you think about it positively, you will do it, you will achieve it. You are also the example. What you said is the example of yes, it's possible. What was something, just share with us something that disappointed you in your life?
And I was doing bad. And I say bad, meaning just not having money for food, not having a place to live, bouncing from house to house, sleeping on people's floors. I never did drugs, never went to jail, never did nothing. I always kept my nose clean and kept focused. And so I knew going home would have been too easy. So I said, you know what? I'm going to struggle here, but I'm going to make it here. And then God just kept opening up the doors, and then the doors would close. Then I would go homeless again. Then the doors would open up, and then I would go homeless again. And then the doors would just open and just stay open. And now
you never give up.
Because once I told God that I am going to share my success, he put me in a position to be set for the rest of my life.
You know?
So I owe it all to my belief system, which is God, which is conceive, believe, and achieve. And I owe it to the real people who really support me. That's not even in my face. That's not even on my phone or in text message. The people who are like yourself, who are behind the scenes, who are giving me that love and that support. Because as well as their supporters, there are haters. There are a lot of haters in Cabo Verde. There's a lot of haters in all over the world. And I use the haters as a level of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a hater will talk crazy about somebody, talk bad, say this, say that. I've never fed into a hater. Even a hater, I never gave the hater the same energy. I've always taken the higher road of positivity. And I say, if you hate on me, that means you don't know me. You might know DaRock, DaRock is the entertainer. DaRock is the
Wow.
superstar. But Duane
Wow.
is the humble Caboverdean brother that came into this world on one purpose and one vibration, and that's love.
You went to LA with a purpose, and you never give up. This is what your journey, it means all you have done. You go through from the homeless to one of the best and greatest producer of hip hop. You know, this is to be.
I started off as a rapper and came to LA to become a music producer. Now I'm a
Wow.
music producer, producing nothing but big artists. But I started off as a rapper. And God let me know, in order for me to live in LA, to not be homeless again, I'm going to turn you into a music producer. The music
That's
producer
it.
side of you is going to turn you into a major success. The artist side of you is going to be great, but the production side of you is going to keep your stability and keep your name, and it's going to get you out there a whole lot
Of
faster.
course.
So I had to hear God twice. Go to LA
Wow.
and don't give up. And because when I came to LA when I was 4 years old with my grandmother, the American Airlines gave me it's called a lapel. It's the wings.
Okay.
They gave it to me when I was 4 years old.
Okay.
So, and they told me, they said, we want you to have this as a reminder of you can be who you want to be. And when he said that to me, pilot said that to me, I told
Wow.
the pilot I'm going to be famous. I'm going to live
No.
in Los Angeles and I'm going to be famous. That's when I
Did
was
you say
4
that
years
to
old.
him?
I said that to him when I was 4 years old. Fast forward,
Unbelievable.
I come to Los Angeles on the same airline. I came to Los Angeles at 4 years old, American Airlines. My mom just gave me the wings that I had when I was 4 years old.
Unbelievable.
I still have the wing, and I have it in my studio from American Airlines. And I came here in
Wow.
1993, American
Everything
Airlines.
is possible.
1976, I'm in Los Angeles. 1993, I'm in Los Angeles on the same airline, American Airlines. And I've been here longer than I lived in New Bedford. So for me, my mind is already set at the age of 4 years old
Wow.
of living in Los
Unbelievable.
Angeles and being
Unbelievable.
famous. It's a manifestation. It was a vision.
Yeah.
It was something that no one could tell me different. When people would tell me to give up, I would look at them and laugh and be like,
It was
your journey
your
is not
dream.
my journey, but we could be on the same journey, and that's moving forward and getting ahead. Because my goal is to create opportunities for other people. I would like to open up some schools, some music schools in Cabo Verde. I would like to
Good.
open up, I would love to be a part of a system that is on the highest level of give back. Because I tell you, I have a way of communicating and talking to people and uplifting. And with this gift, I turned myself into a life coach. So I've been a life coach. I've been coaching Tiffany Haddish. I've been coaching a lot of major superstars.
Share with us the name, their name. I'm talking about, I know that you have worked with a lot of them, talking about Whitney Houston, Nicki Minaj. Please let us know. Cardi B.
It's really,
How's your experience?
it's really, see, what I do is I bring a sense of peace to their life, of them finding themselves. See, a lot of people have success, but they don't have themselves. People get lost in the process.
It's true.
So for me,
A lot of them.
yeah, they get so lost in the process and they get caught up and they sell their soul. For me, I'm the biggest thing that I teach people is how to meditate, how to properly hear God. Because God speaks, but you got to know how to hear God. And not everybody knows how to hear God.
It's a
So I
process.
teach people how to tap into their power and own their power. So I've been doing this for the last 7.5, 8 years.
Really?
And just started picking up clients like Waka Flocka, which is a real big artist.
Wow.
You know, and then from the actors, you know, you got Taye Diggs, you got Tiffany Haddish.
That is so important. That's so important for them when they find themselves inside, so they can be strong. So they, you know, because a lot of them, they lose, you know, they don't know with the fame. They are very famous, but they don't know how to deal with us. This is why I would like to hear from you, your experience working with them, as you are telling us. This is so important for them, how to teach them to find God and to hear themselves.
Trust your intuition. We all was born with the strong gift of being in tuned. Okay, my intuition told me 4 years old to tell the pilot, I am going to be famous and live in Los Angeles.
You know.
I
So,
live here in Los Angeles from 4
and
years.
you are famous.
And I'm famous. So another thing is, I had the opportunity to manifest Oprah Winfrey in my life. So now I have Oprah Winfrey in my life. And that came from putting the
Super.
thought out to the universe that I wanted to
One
connect
off the
with
top.
Oprah and do something with Oprah. So I got her
Very, very
attention.
How can you explain? You heard something, you felt something, and then, of course, you told him you saved his life. This is you saved a life.
This life coach, it's bigger than music. In the
Wow.
last 7 years, from
What you feel?
from yes, I've stopped. I literally stopped a guru. I call myself the messenger. So
Yes,
I have
he's
a
guru.
podcast called
He's a
The
guru.
Messenger. So my
Yes,
podcast that I'm doing is basically going to be able to tell people when I feel something is going on in their life to express it to them and find a way to actually be of service.
This is the project we have with Oprah. Oprah also have some time program with us. This is what we're talking about.
Oprah is she's on my radar. She is totally supporting everything that I'm doing, and I'm just doing a couple of tweaks to it. And then yes, I am going to be the Caboverdean brother that actually is not afraid to express his intuition, because we all have it. We all have it.
Yes, it's
It's
true. I'm with you.
that you know your power as a being.
Wow.
Never mind as an artist, never mind as someone who has talent. Just think of who you are as a being, and you're going to be blown away on what you really find out about yourself.
What advice people that want to succeed in your field as a producer, as an artist, as a musician? The advice for them.
The biggest advice I could give you is believe in yourself. Straight up. If you believe in yourself, nobody can discourage you. Nobody can disappoint you. See, I was disappointed in the past because I believed that somebody was going to make it happen for me. So when God turned around and told me, you're going to make it happen for yourself with my guidance and my sprinkle, then I was no longer disappointed in man, because my faith is not in man, my faith is in God. So tell yourself that you believe in yourself, and tell yourself that there's nothing in the way and you're going to make it. You have no choice. So that's the best advice I can give.
To believe.
Believe in yourself, and it's to go for it and don't give up, and connect with everybody, network, talk to people, express yourself.
Good.
The other question is regarding relationship with the Caboverdean music labels and the artists.
It's like I had to go out and
producers.
and check out. I mean, there's a lot of like Horace Silver. Horace Silver, you know, was an incredible artist, musician, and you know, he was someone Society of Aura. Like for me, it's like I identify with the music, and I want to collaborate with more artists out there and make and create that sound, you know, that combines the both worlds and stuff. But I want to learn as much as I can about the culture, even more than what, you know, people around here told me. And I want to learn from actually being on the land, being around the people. I want to learn that story. I want to learn that musician, what that musician had, you know. So I'm open to collaborate with musicians and artists out there.
Good.
We want to invite you also to come. We have in our market, we call it AM, that is Atlantic Music Expo. We have Festival Jazz, used to be in April every year. This is a market of music. Would you be open to collaborate with them? Can we have you? This is the 7th edition of AM, for example. This is Atlantic Music. That is our market. Are you open to collaborate with all of them? Can we invite you to come also to be part of, you know, our festival, jazz and AM?
Yes. You have my support.
Good. So
invite me over there so I can make you a part of Kachupa, okay?
We will invite you, and our invitation is already on table. We'd like you to participate. How can they, you know, link us with you in order for you to come and to see and to work with them as why not, to listen from your experience, to learn with you, and also for them how they can, of course, through you, how you can advise them, for example, talking about the producers, talking about the musicians, the artists, how can they can promote their music in USA, for example, how they can promote, you know, their labels also there. If you can be, are you open for them?
I'd like to do some. I would like to do a Caboverdean album, a hip hop Caboverdean album, and do a partnership with a record label out there in Cabo Verde. I would love that.
Very good. This let us put you in touch, in contact, because this is one of our opportunity we have, that is the tourism of events. We have a lot of events here. We have AM, that is Atlantic Music Expo from in April. We have a jazz festival also in April in Praia. We have a lot of concerts, you know, talking about Bahia das Gatas, in São Vicente. We have in Boa Vista, Sal, all of these islands. We have some, and a lot of other concerts that we'd like also in festivals. We want also to bring or to attract more tourists to come, and to create more opportunities for these tourism of events. How we can work with you, if you are open also to support us, to help us, and to advise us, because you have a huge market there that can help us. Very good. Let us keep in touch and to see how we can make this happen. And our invitation is already. Thank you, you too. This is one of the last questions I have that I need to put you, that is our lovely Cidade Velha. Cidade Velha is a heritage of humanity by UNESCO. It's where the Afro-Americans left for the United States. We know that the Afro-Americans have some empathy to know better their link and their roots with Africa. So how can we attract them to visit Cabo Verde, to meet their roots in Cidade Velha, that is Africa? We want also to, you know, to listen your advice, but to have your support, how we can bring them, you know, to see and to come for Cidade Velha.
The song that we make, we get the investors to invest into the marketing and the promotion of the song. The song is going to get on the radio station in other countries, other territories. We
Okay.
get the budget, we get a marketing budget, and we put the song and blast it off into different territories, drawing the traffic. And we create a nice video of all the islands, all the beautiful things, and put that into B-roll with me rapping. And in the background, showing the culture, showing the food, showing the exotic places, and then
Very
take
good.
that and promote, push that all over Cabo Verde, all over different territories. And then they're gonna see it and they're gonna be inspired by the vibration.
Let us work on this. We'll follow your advice. One of the last questions is our diaspora. How can you advise us to attract our diaspora more to come to Cabo Verde, to invest, or to come for a visit and tourism? Knowing that we have huge opportunities, and a lot of them, they are second, third, or fourth generation. They've never been to Cabo Verde. How can you attract them? First, to visit, to see, and to explore what we have as an opportunity, and then to come for invest also. Talking about two producers, for example, we have investors that we are working on now to attract more. We have a project that's called Floating Music Studio that is in São Vicente. It's a floating museum like an island that I will show also the picture. Is an investor from African countries. It's from a huge group, African group, is investing here for producers to come, producers as you, and we can invite other producers through you to come and to produce their music here in Cabo Verde. Is in São Vicente Island, this project. It's called Floating Music Studio. Is in Island. It's lovely, this project. We are creating opportunities for them to come and to walk, to be around, to visit, to see one of the best sunsets of the world that is in São Vicente, Mindelo. And then we have in Boa Vista also one of the best. So they can come and produce here in Cabo Verde. What we are doing, we are creating more conditions so we can attract not only our diaspora, but investors and visitors, tourists also. Let us invite the producers to come. They can produce their music in São Vicente. So we create all the opportunity for them. All these fiscal incentive also. Your closing message to Cabo Verdean people, to our people.
I want to say thank you for birthing me. Thank you, Cabo Verde, for bringing me into this world. Thank you, my mother and my father. Thank you, my ancestors. Cabo Verde, I love you. I support you. Thank you for instilling confidence and culture and greatness inside of me. Because I am a reflection of y'all, and y'all are a reflection of me. And we're great.
We are powerful.
Cabo Verde. Viva Cabo Verde.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you with us, Duane, DaRock.
It's DaRock, I be killing, yep, killing them with the work. All the beats be on fire, plus I'm killing them with a verse. Got a bad chick with me with $1 million on the purse. Tell her drinks is on me.